Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, The Relaxed Bee. I am Taya Sophie, and over here I love talking about tips and tricks to help manage and maintain healthy, relaxed hair, as well as sharing my own personal hair journey. If you love this content, please subscribe to my channel as well as give this video a thumbs up if you find it useful. Now let's get into it. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about breakage and the 6 things that you can actually do to prevent or even avoid breakage altogether. If you haven't seen my previous video, it'll be very helpful context for you to be able to identify that what is happening to your hair is actually breakage. I'll leave a link in the description box below. I cover what breakage is, how to identify it, and the things that could be potentially causing breakage in your situation. So for helpful context, take a look at that video first. But right now, let's get into it. So there are 6 main things that you could do to help you prevent or potentially avoid breakage. And the first one is be gentle with your hair. Think about any time you actually touch or come in contact with your hair. Ensure that that experience is very, very gentle. It's very, very important to be patient and not be in a hurry in the event that you need to be touching or doing anything to your hair. If you are detangling your hair, always start from the ends as much as possible and work your way up to make sure you're getting rid of any knots as gently as possible. As much as possible, use conditioner while you're detangling your hair. Don't just rip into your hair when it's completely dry. Use some type of conditioner to soften the hair and allow you to slip through any tangles that you may be experiencing throughout your hair. The other thing is also when you're putting in a protective style. I find that sometimes when we're putting in a protective style and we're actually braiding our hair, we rip through just to unloosen the bottom of the braid. I'll put in a video to show you exactly what I'm talking about when I'm talking about brushing the hair as well as braiding the hair. So those are the main 2 ways in which you can be very, very gentle when you're manipulating or touching your hair. All right, so if you choose to use a wide tooth comb or a Denman brush, as much as you can, don't go straight to the roots. It'll definitely contribute to your breakage. You want to be able to take smaller workable sections and start from the tips. Take your time and work your way up the length of the hair. Or use your fingers is the best detangling tool that you have. Finally, when braiding the hair, take your time and be gentle. Don't just rip through when you get tangles or knots along the length of your braid. Really take the time and be patient enough to loosen the braids or the tangles that are happening. Number 2, moisture protein balance. It's very, very important that you find a consistent routine that works for you and your lifestyle that helps you in managing the moisture and protein balance that's required for healthy, relaxed hair. Don't commit to any routine that you know you're going to give up on 2 months down the line. You're not going to see a lot of progress. So it's very, very important to find a routine that includes a level of moisture and protein that works for your hair and that you can actually stick to. Number 3, heat. I recommend you reducing or eliminating the amount or quantity of direct heat that you're actually using on your hair. And by heat, I mean blow dryers, the straighteners, and the the curling irons, things like that, potentially would compromise the strength and the integrity of each strand and will eventually lead to breakage. If you are someone who loves the blow dryers or the heating or styling tools, as much as possible, space out your usage. It shouldn't be something you're doing on a daily basis. If you love the blow dryers very much, see what works for your hair. If it works to use on your hair every other week, then stick to that routine. But reducing heat as much as possible is your best suggestion to keep the integrity of the hair and reduce the amount of breakage that you actually experience. I know heat definitely gets a bad rep, but there are instances in which heat is actually your best friend, and which is when you're doing your deep conditioners. It's helpful to actually apply a heating cap in that instance, or even just using a steamer. In that case, your hair loves heat. Why? Because it's protected by a conditioner. It's protected by something that's actually going to nourish it. So heat definitely gets a bad rep, but it's a positive thing when you're applying your conditioners. Number 5, get a trim. Get a trim, girl. You need it. It's very useful when you're kicking off a healthy hair care routine to just start with a clean base. Ensure that any weak or straggly ends are completely trimmed off. And then once you get that base cleaned, it's very important to ensure that you're on a routine of getting periodic trims, be that every 2 months, every 3 months, every relaxer, whatever works for you. But it's very, very important to ensure that you're always trimming those ends to keep them as healthy as possible. I know there's a lot of us out there who are very hesitant to get a trim, but trust me when I say it's one of the key things you can actually do to ensure that you're managing breakage and actually maintaining healthy, relaxed hair. It's very important to just start clean, making sure that anything that's there that is unhealthy, you get rid of as soon as possible. So a good analogy that a professional stylist shared with me a few years ago is think about a flower bed. If you have a few roses or petals that are already dying and starting to wilt, the best thing for the whole entire flower bed is to cut off the die or dead pieces as soon as possible. There is no benefit to the rest of the healthy growing flowers to keep or hold on to anything that's already dead. The same exact thing goes with our hair. There's no benefit to the overall integrity of your hair to hold on to anything that's already dead. Cut them off as soon as you can, and it'll get you to your goals of healthy, relaxed hair as fast as possible. Number 6, bonus point, prioritize self-care. I say it all the time, hair care is self-care. Make self-care a priority, and that could be in the way you live your life, in what you're eating, whether or not you're taking your vitamins, in just how you're nourishing your body from the inside and also from the outside. Ensure that in your practice of taking care of your hair, you actually enjoy the process. Do a routine that's actually appealing to you, something you will enjoy. Make it as relaxing as possible. While you're deep conditioning your hair, you could give yourself a facial mask, something. Put on some soothing music as you're deep conditioning your hair. Drink some wine if that's something you'd like to do. Relax and enjoy the process, and make sure you actually see hair care as part of your self-care priorities. And that's it. I really hope you found this content useful. If you did like and enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you aren't already, kindly subscribe to my channel. And thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next one.